that just had gotten their food, but in essence, at times we get everybody out here by midnight. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Thursday Rotary Club of Hickory. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My country is of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. The land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Bill Miller-Zorell has her invocation.
Please pray with me. Good and gracious God, we give you thanks for the food before us, that which we have already enjoyed and that which is still to come. Thank you for the camaraderie we have in this club. We also thank you, gracious God, that we are blessed in so many ways, with plenty of food, good friends, family, and a community in which we can serve. Help us, Lord, to always be faithful to the calls you give to us, so that we might serve, putting self always behind that which is needed by others. These things we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Since we're here for awards ceremony, let's take a quick second for handshakes and hugs today. Got a great crowd here tonight. Hickory has our visiting Rotarians.
Looks like we have Jerry Reeves, our visiting Rotarian.
Welcome. And we have a bunch of guests of Rotarians tonight. Is anybody?
Yeah, I can make
Thank you, President. I have my Rotary Ann, Sandyville Holland, my grandson Nate, my son-in-law and daughter John and Maggie Dahlstrom, my oldest granddaughter Delaney Dahlstrom, and the littlest one, Harper Dahlstrom.
Welcome. Other guests of Rotarian. I'm just going to move table to table here. Probably the best way to do it.
I have with me my husband. He really exists. He's right here. It was true. This is my husband, Steve Saylor, who's visiting with us tonight.
And I'm delighted to have with me my wife, Celeste. I'm delighted to have with me my wife, Joyce.
Welcome.
Okay, well, and I have with me my wife, Cheryl.
Stand up.
And I have with me my wife, Mary Miller Sorrell, and Georgine and Hank Freeman.
I have with me my wife, Beth, who is celebrating retirement as of yesterday.
You didn't sign up, Bill, you didn't sign up. Are you a visiting or a guest? I'm a visitor. We also have a visitor. Bill's here with us today. Welcome back. Thank you. Well, come on out there anyways.
I have my wife, Jerry Reeves, as a guest Rotarian tonight.
And my wife, Sarah, my guest.
And I am honored to have my wife Gay with me tonight.
I thought that was really good that Cliff's honored. I'm honored too. I got my wife Elaine
And
with
you
me.
should be.
I'll have my wife Becky with me.
President Mark, I have my husband Bob with me tonight.
See, you gotta get right up on the microphone.
Yeah.
President Mark, I'm pleased to have my wife Sally with us tonight, and my favorite mother, Buddha Huckabee, here as well.
I have my husband Vince Trollan here, and a celebrity guest with us today, Jim Trollan. You guys might remember him from when he was in high school. He was here a few times. He was graduating.
And I'm pleased to have with us tonight my wife, Harriet.
I guess if Charles and Cliff were honored, I'm double honored because I have with me tonight my wife Ann and our son Brooke.
I'm pleased to have my daughter Marley with me this evening.
And my husband, Tim Delaney, is joining me.
Let's give one more round of applause for all our guests. We had a great time. Do we have any announcements today? Anybody have any announcements they'd like to make? All right, got a couple of things, just a couple of reminders. If you have not taken care of your dues, please do so. We need to get that in and get our roll up to date by the end of this month so it's accurate, and so that's taken care of. We still do need one or two folks that will agree to take photos for the Spoke starting in July. We've got some people that are filling in, editors and whatnot, but we do need a couple people to take photos just during the meetings. So if you can do that, you can even just do it with your phone. You don't have to have a fancy camera to do that. Reminder, at the Harper House will be a Rotary Family Day, especially for us for what we did for the Historic Association. They'll be inviting us in. I believe it's from 9 to 12 that day on the July 23rd. Also, Chief Atkins' retirement is on June 30th from 2:30 to 4:30 at the Convention Center. And we've, as fellow Rotarians, we've been invited to that. And I hope everybody has gotten their Rotarian magazine and taken a few minutes to read through that. The next RI president is actually right out of Chattanooga, not too far away from us. So please read through that. Charles, you got our Sunshine Committee report today?
Thank you, President Mark. Never thought about having
having to get up in front of everybody after we have a bar. I never thought, oh, you can't hear? Can you not? Y'all can't hear? Can you hear now?
That's better.
Nothing wrong with your ears. I've never thought about having to get up in front of a group when we have an open bar at an occasion. This is one of them, I guess. Our birthdays, and I really hate this one. Oh, it's Avery Wilfong's birthday a couple days ago, and I was hoping we could sing to Avery. Our past president, Rich Brown, and then our former member, Cliff Goddard, has a birthday this week. Our sunshine report, as far as I'm concerned, is a really good sunshine. Elaine and I were coming back from Bald Head Island Tuesday, and we deviated from our normal way of coming back and went through Raleigh so we could see our friend Charlie Dixon, that many of you know. And then we went on to Winston-Salem to see our own Neil McGeechy. And I called him and left him a message on the phone, and he didn't listen to the message. He just saw I called. And so he called back and we were talking, and what the message had said was that we were going to be there in about an hour and I'd like to see him in a few minutes and all that. He didn't know any of that. He didn't know we were on the road coming by Winston-Salem. And he said, God, I wish y'all could come see me. I said, well, when do you want us to come? He said, well, anytime you can come, it'll be great. And I said, well, how about 10 minutes? So we were there in about 10 minutes, and he was sitting out front in this little garden area, smiling like only he can smile. And we had a great visit with him, and we laughed a lot. And I thought that was awfully good. Neil's had a bad deal, and things will never be exactly right again probably, but he can still laugh, and he still misses this Rotary Club and wanted to be remembered to everybody. Now tonight we have the ladies with us, more ladies than normal, and I've got to tell that there was a wife called her husband and said that the car wouldn't start, that there was water in the carburetor. He said, you know, he knew he was going to have to go and start the thing something else. He said, well, where are you? And she said, I'm out at the lake. You know, Elaine and I will be leaving next Tuesday to take a trip up to New York State, and I love traveling with Elaine. Ever since we've been married, she does all the driving, and she does everything about the car, and it's wonderful. Just all I have to do is just sit there and hold the steering wheel.
Ooh, he's not behaving.
And then for one that the ladies win, there were two wives talking, and one wife said, my husband really gets on my nerves. Said he comes home late every night. Said some nights he doesn't get home till 2 o'clock in the morning. And the other wife said, yeah. I said, I've experienced that. I said, I cured that. And the other lady said, well, how'd you do it? She said, well, one night when I heard the steps creaking and he was coming up the stairs, I said, I hollered out, I said, is that you, Virgil? And the other lady said, well, how'd that do anything? And she said, well, his name is Jerome.
Okay.
Thank you, Charles, as always. Just want to remind everybody, the cake is cut over there. If you didn't get a chance to get dessert yet, please do that. And the bar is still open outside. So it might take be a little easier on the ears if you had a few beers if we're being here talking for the next 45 minutes. So it is still open out there. Did want to just touch on, you know, what a great year it has been. It's been a fun year. It's gone, in some ways, gone quickly, some ways not so quickly. There's been a few challenges along the way just to keep things interesting. And I really appreciate all the support of the club, certainly all the members, the executive board, the committees for everything that they've done. It's been a neat experience. You really do get a better feel for how much bigger Rotary is than just yourself or just our club or just this area and all the things and all the things that Rotary does good in the world. So it has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate the club having faith in me and the fact that nobody else wanted to do it to allow me to be president for this year. I think we're going to move into perfect attendance. Leslie, if you could please assist us.
Okay, well, I'm going to do perfect attendance, I guess. I have a certificate, so when I call your name, this is for perfect attendance. So when I call your name, please step forward and I will give you your lovely certificate. Michael Blackburn. Bruce Bumbarger.
Thank you.
Bob Conklin. Tyler Dunbar. Sandy Fotheringham.
Howard Blewett. Okay.
Howard Blewett.
I know.
Kathy Greathouse.
Dan
Kirby.
Dan Kirby, you didn't hear it.
Dan Kirby. Lynn Lair. Linda Lutz. David Milholland. Cliff Moon. David Moore. Steve Mull. Charles Reeves. Doug Rongo. John Ross. Mark Seaman. Rick C. And Charles Snipes. He's not here, but I believe this is his 49th year of perfect attendance. So, Art Tig. Ann Williams. And one of our newest members, David Williams, but I don't think he's here tonight either, so.
Another round of applause for a perfect attendance. So Leslie, if they're not here tonight, do we not give them their certificates? They're doing makeups, Tony says. So a funny story about that is one of the years I got it, I think right after I was on the board the first year, my name was called up, which I wasn't expecting, and I came up and got it, and you know, for what's fair to all concerned, afterwards I was like, I don't think I had perfect attendance. I didn't realize board meetings and committee meetings and all those things count towards perfect attendance, and those count as makeup. So at the time when my name was called, I thought something's not right. I know I didn't have perfect attendance, but all those things do count. Want to recognize a few folks. She did mention, Leslie mentioned Charles Snipes, and obviously not only perfect attendance, but 49 years of perfect attendance.
That's pretty amazing.
And I think one of the things Charles told me when one of the first times I talked to him, and I asked him, how do you have 49 years perfect attendance and things like that? And he goes, don't do it. Miss your first meeting and get it out of the way, so you don't have to worry about it. I'd like for these folks to stand if they're here for a minute. Is Robert? I'm going to start at the other end. Charles Young, 40 years. These are folks, the number of years they've been in Rotary. Charles Young, 40 years. Charles, let's hold your applause to the end. I'm going to call off everybody here. Is David Myers here? He's got 40 years in Rotary. Bill Wilfong. Clarence Pugh has 43 years in Rotary. Please stand, Clarence.
Stand up, Clarence.
You gotta stay. Those are the only two I think are here on the list. Bill Cobble and Bill Cobble's been 60. Let's give them a round of applause for being here. For 40 and 43 years being in Rotary. Bill Cobble's got 63 years, and Robert Bumbarger has 65 years. The current longest standing member. So anybody inducted this year, you're only 64 years away from it. Lynn, if you could come on up. We're going to do the Paul Harris Fellows, I believe. We've got a pretty good list this year of folks that have achieved that.
Have a good birthday party. Scoot very gently.
President Mark, on the matter of years in the club.
Yes, sir.
Just, we probably need to remind ourselves that one of our 60-year members, I'm not sure how many, 60 plus, George Blackwelder, passed away a couple of weeks ago, and that memorial service, I think, is a week from today. I'm not sure of the time.
I think
3 o'clock.
I think it's actually just the same time during Chief Atkins' retirement. So 3 o'clock on the 30th?
3 o'clock at First Pres Church.
First Presbyterian Church.
Certainly, George Blackwelder deserves the support and the follow-up of this Rotary Club for not only what he has done for Rotary, but this community, and one of the real icons in this community, and certainly hope we'll be able to show support to the family.
Clarence, thank you for reminding us. Very good point. Hopefully, a lot of us can make a presence there.
Yeah, wear blue that day, I think, too.
Wear blue?
Carolina blue.
Carolina blue. Okay. Lynn has Carolina blue on right now. Good segue. Or pretty close, anyways.
Close. Close. Thank you very much, President Mark. If I could get the following people to come up, please. Bob Conklin, Charlie Reeves, Susan Saylor, Bill Miller-Zarell, Georgine Freeman, Carl Klein and Sharon Crump Klein, Sandy Fotheringham, John Hall and Brooke Benton-Smith, Mark Huckabee and Utah Huckabee. Did I say that right? Okay. David Moore and Sarah Moore, David Milholland, Sandy Milholland, and Maggie Dahlstrom, Steve Mull, and Steve Mull. Wow, big crowd. The Paul Harris Fellowship is named for Paul Harris, who founded Rotary with 3 other business associates in Chicago in 1905. The fellowship was established in his honor in 1957 to express appreciation for a contribution of $1,000 to the humanitarian and educational programs of the Rotary Foundation. Those programs include an array of projects that save and invigorate the lives of people around the world and enhance international friendship and understanding. Foundation programs provide educational opportunities, food, potable water, health care, immunizations, and shelter for millions of persons. These activities are funded, implemented, and managed by Rotarians and Rotary clubs around the globe. Rotarians also designate a Paul Harris Fellow to recognize another person whose life demonstrates a shared purpose with the objectives and mission of the Rotary Foundation to build world understanding and peace. There are 4 Rotarians who this is their first Paul Harris Fellow. Your contribution to the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International is allaying suffering, improving living conditions, and providing educational opportunities for young people somewhere in the world. This is truly a selfless action. Okay, so we've got Bob's and Susan's. The next group of individuals receiving Paul Harris, you're recognized today as the Paul Harris Fellow in special appreciation for the ways in which your life exemplifies the humanitarian and educational objectives of the Rotary Foundation. You were designated to receive this recognition by the person who recognized you. There's so many, it's usually one, you go down one after the other. So they are, first, Georgine Freeman from Bill Miller Zarrell, and it's a PHF plus one. And then Carl Klein for Sharon Crump Klein. John Hall for Brooke Benton Smith. Mark Huckabee for Uta Huckabee. And Mark also has a, what is it, a PHF plus, yeah, plus one. Sandy Fotheringham for Josh Fotheringham. David Moore for Sarah Moore. Did I not call you? You're down there. Okay, and David, you have one other thing that is special. And it is, it is your benefactor's certificate and pen. What that is an individual who puts in their bequests at their death for $1,000 and plus in their will to go to the Paul Harris Foundation. That's wonderful, David. David Milholland for Sandy Milholland. And this is a special one because this, how many years ago, David, did she get this and you were sick and not able to be here to receive it? So you're receiving it now. John, did I say David? John, I'm sorry. And also, David Milholland, John, I did it again. Excuse me. John Milholland for Maggie Dahlstrom. And Steve Mull for John Calvin Mull, his father. And Kelly and Dale Jarrett. Steve had gotten these many years ago and just not had an opportunity that either Dale or Kelly could come. And I would like to ask one other person to come up, and that is Allison Holtzman. This was not easy getting her here. She said that, I told her that Mark wanted her to be here, and then you come right on up here. And she said she'd send somebody. I said, no, you can't send anybody, you've got to come yourself. And then I talked to your husband, and I told him what was going on, and he said he'd make sure you brushed your teeth. You were selected to receive this recognition because the board of directors, John Bates also, believes that your life exemplifies the humanitarian and educational objectives of the Rotary Foundation. We thank you for demonstrating in your life and vocation a commitment to helping people, not only in our community, but all of your endeavors to make this a better place. Okay. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure to present to you on behalf of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation the emblems of the certificate and the pen. The certificate states that you have been named a Paul Harris Fellow in appreciation of tangible and significant assistance given for the furtherance of better understanding and friendly relations between peoples of the world. We urge you to wear the Paul Harris pen as a symbol of your appreciation for and support of the programs of Rotary. Please accept congratulations and sincere appreciation for your commitment to our common goals of world understanding and peace. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating and recognizing the newest Paul Harris Fellows in the world. I think you can go ahead and sit down, but John Bates had something else he wanted to say about Allison. Well, I don't know if you can sit down.
Some years ago, we were on a river cruise, and there was a group of Brits on the cruise too. And one of the ladies who was classic Miss Marple with the gray hair and the gray suit and the sensible shoes and the ruffled blouse and a cane, she was perfect. Anyway, we were waiting to go somewhere. I was wearing a Rotary shirt, and she says, "Oh, I see you're a Rotarian." I said, "Yes, I am." She says, "My husband was a Rotarian." I said, "Oh, that's nice." She says, "He was a Paul Harris Fellow." And I said, "Oh, that's good. I'm a Paul Harris Fellow." She says, "Yes, but in Britain you have to earn it." That stuck with me, and after Harry and I continued to support the foundation for many years, and we had gone into major donor, and we had all these recognition points. Since then, I've been on the lookout for people who have earned it. If they were Rotarians, they would be Paul Harris Fellows anyway, but I just wanted to say that people like Allison and other people in our community that we have the opportunity to recognize because they earned it.
Thank you, John, and congratulations to everybody. And Allison, we hope you'll share that with your Friends of Hickory folks. I know, obviously, you've been the one closest working with our club in particular, but I know there's some Rotarians, some family of Rotarians. I know John Watts, his daughter, Beth, and Roger Young are very active as well. So that we present it to you for yourself as well as Friends of Hickory. So just a note about, just as a reminder, I don't know how many people know this, but next year is actually the centennial year of the Rotary Foundation. It was started by Arch Klump with a donation of $26.50. And to think of all the money that's been raised through that. In fact, next year, the RI president is urging every Rotary club to give $2,650 towards the fight of polio to finally try to end it. I just found that very interesting. I'm going to award some Rotary heroes and VIPs. I know David kind of leans towards hockey, so last year he awarded some Rotary stars. Me being more of a baseball guy, went with VIP, and to be honest with you, we had some hero books, so I thought I might as well put them to good use. And just wanted to read, and I thought the back of this book really symbolized what some of our folks do in this club above and beyond. I just wanted to read this. A hero is someone we admire, someone we look up to, someone who gives us hope, not a myth or an icon or a legend, someone solid, genuine, and real, an ordinary person who does extraordinary things. A hero picks us up when we are down, believes in us before we believe in ourselves, and inspires us to expand and embrace what's possible. Helps us realize that we can be heroes too. And it just wanted to pick out a few folks, and I want to apologize in advance. I'm sure I missed some people, and I apologize if I did. I tried to get as many people as I could, and everybody in this club really participates in one way or another, and we certainly couldn't recognize everybody. But what we've got is a hero book for each one of these folks, and I'm going to kind of go through them in a little bit of a random pattern. But I also have the VIP part. We have a VIP section at the ballpark, so I got 4 VIP tickets for you. So you can get a book and 4 VIP tickets to a ball game. And the first 2 that I'm recognizing aren't even here. And in fact, one of them's not even a member of our club, and one's on a leave of absence. And that's Guy Gagarino and Lamar Mitchell. And that is for their work with the strategic plan. They really did quite a bit for that and got us really pointed in the right direction. And we're still working on that, and there's still some things to do with it. But they really put a lot of time and effort, and I think they deserve to be recognized for what they did there. And that led into the wig chairs. And there was 4 wig chairs, if you can all recall. It was quite a bit ago, quite a time ago. And Susan Huffman was one of them. Susan, if you could come up here. Susan took one of the harder ones. Was wig 4, which we obviously just did the survey on, and we'll be getting those results to everybody very soon. And just it was about what we're going to do in the community, what we're going to do with our money, things along those lines, how we're going to do service, both internationally and here locally. And I appreciate Susan's hard work in that area. Steve Mall. Oh, you're kidding. He was wig. I don't even remember the numbers anymore. Was that 3 or 2? You're 2. Wow. Membership, right? 2?
Yeah, membership.
Membership. And we did make some changes with orientation and how we did that, how we looked at what we had in our folks, really kind of tightened up membership.
I was the weakest wig,
but you were a wig nonetheless, Steve.
Don't put did this job.
Well, we appreciate it. Another one, Jennifer Clark did fellowship, and she's obviously not here today, and she's done a lot. She does a lot with the videos and things, and certainly fellowship has been something that we've talked about outside events, and we've really done a good job with that, and providing other opportunities beyond our Thursday meetings. And obviously, we started last year with this night, and we've got a great crowd here tonight, and appreciate everybody coming out for that. Bruce Umbarger, PR, he was wig 1, and for everything he did, I want to bring up, actually, we got Zone 33 Public Image Citation, which talks about us getting exposure in the paper, our website, the Spoke, everything that we do to get our name out there. And I'm going to give that to you as well as a book, Bruce. And Bruce really works hard in that area. He's done a great job both on the website and certainly stepping up. As we all know, Stan had to drop the Spoke for personal reasons. And so, you know, Bruce was one of those people that really stepped up and has taken that on since Stan has dropped out of that. And that leads me into John Rambo, who has really stepped up when it came to the Spoke. Nobody agreed to do it, and he just jumped right in and has really taken that over the last, I guess, 6 months or so. It's been longer than that. 6 months or so, and really appreciate you filling that void. It was much needed, and you just kept it going strong as Stan had it as well. So thank you, John. Another person out here is Stan, and obviously because of circumstances he did have to drop it, but I do think it's worth recognizing, and I never could get an exact number from anybody, but he'd been doing the Spoke for 15 plus years, and that is a long time for somebody to commit to do one thing at Rotary, and he put a lot of work into it, and he took it very serious, and I think he deserves to be recognized for the effort he put into it, because it gets recognition, and I know Bruce has mentioned to me that they have told him it gets a lot of recognition. It's one of the better publications, weekly publications that goes out to the Rotaries, so we appreciate Stan's effort there. Fellowship. Tara, we appreciate. I mentioned Jennifer Clark earlier, and you also obviously worked hand in hand with her and everything that she did. And we had some great events this year, and we look forward to continuing with it. So thank you for your efforts in the fellowship committee. Dan Kirby. I don't think I need to say anything else. We obviously know Dan Kirby deserves to be recognized if you've attended one of our meetings. For those of you that don't know, Dan unlocks the doors to the club in the morning on Thursdays, and he gets here very early, sets everything up. He stays here very late. It's a 4-hour day for Dan, and appreciate his hard work. And I think as a club, we have come to take for granted everything that Dan Kirby does, and all the both big and little things that he does on a regular Thursday basis to make our club go. With that, he's had an assistant, and I know he kind of flies under the radar a little bit, but Clarence Pugh has done a lot, and he helps out Dan quite a bit, and he does a lot with the blood drive, and he does a lot of other things. I know he's big with the Sweethearts, and I appreciate everything Clarence does behind the scenes. And he's been in this club a long time, and we appreciate his efforts. Lynn Lair, Foundation and Rotary Idol are two big things. Obviously, we just went through and we had a bunch of Paul Harris benefactors and bequest. Is that David Moore?
That's David.
David Moore, now he's wrote Rotary into his will. Watch out for the Foundation hitmen, David. Now they have a reason to get rid of you. You wrote them in. But I appreciate Lynn's effort in those areas and everything she did with Idol and with the Foundation. Thank you very much. I would be remiss if I didn't thank some other folks, and would be and obviously I'm not going to thank the whole board, but specifically, and I do thank the whole board for all their work, but I want to specifically thank the executive board for their work and the efforts that they have, the things they have done. Mark Teague as treasurer, and he has overseen, as most of you I think are aware, overseen the fact that we've changed our books over. Debbie Major, after doing a great job for many years for us, he has found somebody, and we've changed it all over, and I appreciate all of his hard work there. Easy for me to say. I'm just going to come back to you. I'd also like to Bob Conklin, and I think it would be remiss to not mention, obviously moving in this year, but the programs. He did an awesome job with the programs this year. Of course, the fully followed. I mean, he made it easy for you, obviously. Bob, the programs were awesome this year, and I think we really raised the level. And John Rainbow's got big shoes to fill when it comes to programs next year. But I got faith in him. I think he'll do a good job.
A third of the year done already.
There you go. A great job, but Bob, thank you there. And Leslie, appreciate all your hard work as secretary. A lot of things there. If you've ever been on Deck DB, it's a whole nother universe, and figuring all that stuff out, and everything you do, we appreciate it. And past President Moore, I really appreciate all your support this year. You really helped me navigate some of this stuff. Didn't probably warn me enough, but I do appreciate you were always there to help me out. Yeah, that's right, I wouldn't have done it, he said. But I appreciate all your help, and I came to you with a lot of questions. You were always there with answers, and thank you very much. Appreciate all that. I'm going to quickly recap a few things. I get a couple more things here, but just as a reminder, we've kind of covered most of these things throughout the year, but through Rotarian Idol last year, now remember, this year's Idol will be given away next year in Bob's year, so this was Idol from 2015. We ended up distributing $66,000 in our community and internationally. Obviously, $25,000 of that went to the Imagination Library through the Partnership for Children. The children enrolled in the library, they mailed free age-appropriate books once a month to children until they turn 5 years old. Right now, they're serving 5,300. Is that still accurate, Leslie? I caught her with the mouthful. 5,300 children? Just shake your head.
I'm sorry, I can't sit next to Rosie. Yes, we have about 5,300.
5,300 kids. So, I mean, we are touching a lot of lives through that program. The Service Above Self Scholarship we gave out to Rachel Elizabeth Geck for $12,500. William Jenkins Teacher Award, $5,500 to 9 different teachers. Salvation Army Christmas Bureau, $5,000 gave away for books. The $3,000 for the Bookmobile that they've started up there. $2,000 to the Rug Bug Theater. $1,000 to the community theater for a summer day program for adaptation of Peter the Rabbit for low-income pre-K kids. Museum of Art, $2,000 for Fund a Bus, which provides kids the opportunity to come to the museum. $1,000 for the Paul Whitener Art Show. We sent 2 kids to Ryla this year, and that was $1,200. $1,100 for our storage and archive of our records, so we can preserve, as I've been pointed out the last couple, we've got almost 100 years of history, and I think it's important that we preserve that. And they've offered to do that and have taken care of that for us. Give away $1,000 to the Landmark Society for the Heritage Days at Maple Grove. Give $1,000 to the YMCA for 2 computers to enhance STEM and literacy education. Cheryl Ray, the Interact Club, we paid her $1,000, and I think they do a great job, and we certainly were more active with them this year, and I think we're seeing what they do over there. $1,000 to Shelter Box International Program. There's Bill back there. $850. Don't forget your cart buckets. We're up to $850 this year for cart, so that's obviously wonderful. Gave $750 to the Historical Association for Blue, Annie Faye, and the Miracle of Hickory exhibit, which I mentioned that we have the invite for the 23rd. Also, Stop Hunger Now. Now you can really clap, Bill. $500 to Stop Hunger Now. We gave $500 to the Exodus Outreach Ministries. And then we did $100 to Southwest Elementary for their sponsor their Color 5K run. Plus, from the year before, we had $2,500 in outdoor classroom, and we got a district grant for another $2,500 to help complete that outdoor classroom for Southwest. And that wasn't anything that was out of our pockets. And so we did quite a bit when it came to donations. And the reason that I kind of lead into that is that the reason we're able to do all that is Rotarian Idol. And everything that we did with Rotarian Idol and the money we're able to raise through Rotarian Idol and that program and the number of years we've been doing it and the club support and the committee and whatnot that has done that. This year we were able to raise, I believe the final total was $63,000. And the 66 we gave away, that included a little bit of money from our investments. So this is the most we've ever raised. The revenue brought in was about the same, but Sandy and her committee were able to cut out about $7,000 or $8,000 in expenses to get that money up to $63,000. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Sandy up here as the Rotarian of the Year.
Thank you. I'd be remiss if I didn't point out the number of people who made this happen. Lynn Lair, we couldn't have done it without her efforts. And John Rambo, those were big shoes to fill. And John sold more of our ads than anybody else on the team. So it's shared by a lot of us. Thank you.
I mentioned briefly Interact and the Interact Club, and I think we really made strides this year. We had kind of forgot about the Interact Club. I don't think it was on purpose, but I just think we just weren't as active with them as that we should have been. And the Interact Club this year got awarded a presidential citation for all their work and for everything that they have done. I think our membership, while unfortunately we were a little flat in membership this year, I think the fact that we were flat was actually a gain for our club. We had, for whatever reason, a number of members move away this year. As far as we can tell, the people that left is because they either moved away. Unfortunately, Clarence had mentioned with George, we did have a couple of people that passed. And so the fact that with all the folks moving away and just the bad luck that we had there, the fact that we were able to stay flat, I think it's really a credit to the membership committee and the hard work that they did to go out and get new members and get members involved. And I feel like we're doing a better job getting our new members plugged in as well to Rotary and getting them on board, and so that if they're plugged in, they're most likely to stay longer and be active in Rotary and be Rotarians for a long time. And I think this person really exemplifies Rotary and everything that they do. You know, they're one of the first people to step up and volunteer for this or that, or you know, their plate's full. I know they're doing a lot of work because I get a lot of emails, and so I know that they're very active. And I think the heart of Rotary is well deserved by Linda Lutz.
Want to say thank you to all Rotarians. We are so fortunate to have our current Rotarians here tonight. We need to think about our Rotarians emeritus who have come before us and set the tone for our organization for excellence. And I want to thank our brand new members who have come in and with great gusto have embraced the Rotarian 4-way test. Thank you.
And Leslie, thank you for ordering those plates. They're plates. For ordering the plates, I think they turned out great, and so we appreciate that. Really, again, just to reiterate what I said earlier, I really appreciate everybody's support this year. It's been a great year. I really enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sad that it's almost over, but it has been a lot of fun. We're close. This year is a leap year, and our last meeting is on June 30th. So couldn't have more days and couldn't drag it out any longer. So I think that concludes at least the awards portion. Tony?
Yes, sir.
Got the raffle? Maybe we'll give away some money tonight. Got about half the cards roughly, I'm guessing.
If you don't draw the right number, you gotta watch this. We took in $83, makes a total of $1,310. We have 32 cards and 1 joker.
And the last 3, actually, the last 4 are all 2s. 2, 2, 2, 2. Past president. And then drawing. Right suit, wrong card. 10 of spades. Don't forget your card buckets. Please stand and join me in the 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do,
is the truth, is fair to all concerned,